All right, let's get right into it. When you're making million-dollar fleet decisions, the absolute last thing you need is another simple calculator spitballing national averages. No. What you need is a financial weapon. And that's what this is about, stress testing the reality of your current operations.
It really boils down to this fundamental question. You look at your depot, you see a line of reliable, working trucks, and you think, asset. But what if the numbers tell a completely different story? We have to challenge that core assumption, because hidden right there in the status quo is a significant and frankly a growing financial risk. So, first things first, let's pull back the curtain on that status quo. We're going to treat your existing diesel fleet, your IC fleet, not as some known stable quantity, but as exactly what it's become, a source of unmanaged and totally unpredictable financial liability.
Now, this threat really comes from three main areas. First, you've got the obvious one. Fuel prices that go all over the place, making any kind of real budgeting a total guessing game. Second, and this one's more dangerous, you've got compounding maintenance penalties. And third, the silent killer of your profitability, unplanned downtime. It just leaks revenue straight off your bottom line.
And this visual just nails the fuel problem. I mean, look, on the left, that's your neat, tidy budget for fuel costs. But on the right, and that chaotic, spiking orange, that's reality. It's a financial shock just waiting to happen, exposing your entire operating budget to the whims of the global market. You aren't managing a cost, you're riding a roller coaster without a seatbelt.
And this right here, this is a critical threat that gets underestimated all the time. Non-linear costs. As your trucks get older and that warranty expires, repair bills don't just go up, they accelerate. They compound. Every major repair makes the next one more likely and way more expensive. It is a penalty that is actively eating away at your revenue year after year.
Okay, so the logical next move is to look at electrification, right? But here's the catch. If you try to manage that transition on your own, you're at risk of walking straight into a brand new kind of trap. You end up trading one set of unpredictable operating costs for a massive upfront capital risk.
And these are the new monsters under the bed. A huge capital expenditure that just paralyzes your balance sheet. The nightmare of dealing with complex infrastructure and utility projects. The very real, long-term risk of owning stranded assets. And that constant hum of anxiety about battery degradation. You're not buying efficiency, you're buying a whole new category of headaches.
So here's the bottom line on this. The do-it-yourself approach forces you to trade a variable operating expense for, well, this. A massive fixed capital burden before a single electric truck even turns a wheel. It's a huge, huge financial gamble. So how in the world do you escape both of these traps? The key is to move away from the chaos, the volatile OPEX on one side and the massive CAPEX on the other, and move towards a model of total financial clarity and predictability.
And this is how we do it. It's called Electric Vehicle as a Service, or EVAS. It's a totally different way of thinking. We bundle everything. The vehicles, the chargers, the energy management, the maintenance, all of it. Plus guaranteed uptime into one single, flat, predictable monthly operating expense.
I mean, the difference here couldn't be more clear. On the left, in orange, that's the chaos of your status quo. It's spiking, it's unpredictable, and it's always trending up. And then on the right, in blue, you have the EV as a base model. A perfectly flat, predictable line. That's a line you can build a business on.
And this directly solves that CAPEX trap we were just talking about. With the EVAS model, there is zero upfront capital expenditure. We're the ones who take on the infrastructure build-out, the painful utility negotiations, and all that long-term asset risk. You just get the service.
But hey, how can you trust that nice flat blue line? Well, this isn't about some marketing promise, it's about transparent, auditable data. So now we're going to pivot from the solution itself to the powerful, data-driven engine that actually proves its value.
You see, because our whole platform is built on this foundation of transparent, auditable data, we can do something pretty remarkable. We don't just get rid of your risk. We can actually generate new revenue for you. We can turn what is normally a compliance headache into an active, positive cash flow for your business.
Okay, now this is where the model gets truly brilliant. That flat blue line, that's your predictable operating cost. But you see those green bars dropping below it? That's new revenue. That's cash from monetizing low-carbon fuel standard credits. Our platform turns your charging data into money, which actively drives your effective total cost of ownership down below your predictable baseline. And the process to get this whole analysis is deceptively simple. We start with a few basic inputs about your fleet. Then, we show you every single assumption we're using. Nothing's hidden. From there, we generate the threat model and produce a document that's ready for the boardroom. It's totally transparent, start to finish.
This right here is the heart of our audit-grade claim. There is no black box. Every single number that goes into your model is tagged with its source, like the EIA or CARB, the exact date it was last updated, and we even flag it if the data is getting stale. You get full data provenance for every single assumption, period.
So what's the final output of all this? Well, it's not just another chart. It's an actionable financial artifact that you can take directly to your CFO, to your board, and make a confident, data-backed decision.
And this is crucial. It's not a single static number. You can actually toggle between different scenarios. You can see the best case, conservative model. You can analyze the most realistic outcome. And most importantly, you can run a stress test, which brings us right back to our core principle that models things like fuel spikes and major maintenance events, so you understand your true worst-case exposure.
Really, it all comes down to this single idea. You need to stress test the status quo before it stress tests you. This tool puts the power to model that risk proactively and on your own terms, right in your hands. So, it's time. It's time to move away from planning based on assumptions and shift to assessing risk with real data. Stop guessing what your fuel and maintenance costs are going to be next year. It's time to know your true financial exposure.
Which leaves us with just one final question. It's the question this entire tool is designed to answer for your specific fleet. What is the status quo? With all of its hidden risks and compounding costs, what is it really costing you?